Hello guys, welcome to High Voltage. In today's Photoshop tutorial, I will show you how to do the face smoothing in Photoshop in a professional way. Now, we have this image. This image is actually thoroughly very raw. Now we need a very detailed and a very clear way we can actually smoothen this face and remove all this rough stuff showing right now. So I'm just going to take you through all the process you need to know and everything that's going to work out for this image. So now the first thing you need to do right now is to actually duplicate this image by pressing Ctrl J. Now I have it duplicated already. So now I'm just going to use my alien brush to do some things right now, and after that I'm going to perform magic using this image. Now using the alien brush, you don't actually want to let me increase the size of the brush. Okay, I think this is fine. So you don't actually want to start painting all over the image. Right now what you want to do right now is to just, I would advise you to stamp on some places you actually need to heal in this image. So now what I will do first, I will actually look out for a part in the image that is actually very clear, like here or here or somewhere here, or okay, let me just use here. So what I will do, I'll click on Alt and left click. So what I did, I've actually copied that aspect or that part of the image, that particular surface of the image, right? So what I will do right now is to actually start clicking on those spots I want to remove from this image, right? So I'm just gonna do this. Now you need to take your time to do this stuff, right? And you want to actually avoid this part of the image, like the nose rays and the lips actually. So what we're gonna do right now, we just actually have to stamp carefully on this part of the image that actually has the rough stuff to it. So just gradually, calmly paint. That's a paint. Just click through the images. So now what I want to do now, I want to move to the left hand side. So let's just take our time doing this. Now you really want to zoom in so you have a clear picture of what you're doing actually. So now let's go to the forehead. Let's just see what we're doing here. So this is it. We're actually having to heal this image, right? Now I'm very sure you know this is not the whole process. Now we still want to get a very smooth skin, right? Now we're gonna play with what they call it, our frequencies. We're gonna play with that shortly. So let's just do this very fast. So now I think this is actually cool. So this is fine. So what you want to do right now is you want to actually reduce the size of a brush, right? So something about this. So now for the nostrils, you just don't paint, never scrub around the image, because you're gonna have something terrible. Just pinpoint, like you're pinpointing, right? Just hit on those places you actually want to heal. So once you're doing that, you will notice there is nothing there anymore. So this point, I don't want that. So this point, I think, okay. So let's just get something really close. And what happens is, as you're doing this, you still have the detail of the image still there. It's not like you're losing any detail of the image. You still have it intact. So what we're gonna do right now, after doing this, let's just take our time. So now we're gonna so let's just see what we've done. So now this is the before and now this is the after, right? Now can you see the big difference? So now we have done this successfully in Photoshop. Now what we did actually was to copy a certain part of the image that is actually smooth without the rashes on the face, right? Or without the pimples or whatever. And now we just copied that all over the places, like where necessary, without affecting some part of the images. As you can see, the nose is actually looking so real, and there's nothing there. And now this is still looking real. It's still the same thing. So now what we're going to do right now is very simple. We're going to actually rename this as retouched, right? I'm just gonna name this as retouched for cool purposes, so we know what we're doing. Now you're gonna actually duplicate this retouched layer. Now you duplicate this. Now you put off this and this. Why are we doing that? So you don't actually get confused and you just know we're working with this, right? Or you can simply just delete this and leave just the retouch layer and the copy, right? So now what you do right now, you will actually duplicate this retouch copy again. Now what you do, if you copied it, now this second one, now you rename this as high frequency. Now you're gonna see magic, right? You rename this as high frequency, and now you change the blending mode into vivid light. Now this is something very scary, right? You don't need to run. It's gonna get better soon. So what you do right now is to actually invert this image by clicking on Ctrl I in your keyboard, right? What does this look like? Like some scary stuff in your dreams or whatever. Now this is gonna get better. So what you do right now, you'll go to your filter, you'll go to your blur, and you set for Gaussian blur. So now what you do right now, I'm gonna leave my radius to something about 18. I really want to see the details, right? I want to see the details of this image. Okay, so let me see something. Okay, I think 16 is great. 16 is okay. Or let me just increase a little bit. Okay, 18. Let's go for 18 then. So now what we do, we've gone for 18, right? And now this is our image. This is still gonna go better. This is not what we actually want, right? This is not a face smoothing stuff. So this is just a process. So now what we do next is to actually merge this layer, the high frequency layer, with the retouch layer. Now a match is gonna happen right now. So what you do, you click on shift and you click on the down one, and now you right click and you click on merge layers, right? Now this is something actually great. Now it's still gonna get better. Now you go to your image, your adjustment, and now your hue and saturation. Now you drop down the saturation to -100. Now what we did right now, we actually desaturated this image, right? Remember in one of our tutorials we said when you desaturate an image, it turns on into a white and black stuff. So right now we actually desaturated this. Now we're having white and black. So now if I should increase this, this is not desaturated. Now drop this, this is desaturated. Now you just want to click on OK and just wait for it to load, right? It's still gonna give it time. Now what you do, you actually invert this right now by clicking on Ctrl I. Now this is inverted. Don't be scared. Now you just go to your blending mode and choose you go to your overlay. Okay, so we have it on overlay already, and now this is the magic. Now if I should put off this, we still have the scary stuff, right? Now if I should put it on, it's gone, because now we're making use of this layer and this layer. Do you understand? Now whatever is here, it's what is going to reflect up here. Now if I should put it off, nothing is there, right? Put it, now it's showing. So now we're going to actually mask this high frequency layer. Now what we do, right, you click on the mask, and now you're going to invert the mask by clicking on Ctrl I. We've done so many Ctrl I right now. So why we do this is because we actually want to hide this particular effect, right, and just apply it to some certain spot or some certain area of the image right now. So if I should put this back to Ctrl I where it was before, you can see it's all over the image, right? And now we can just have this selected to some certain area of the image. It's on the ears, on the background, it's on the eyes, on the skin, it's on the mouth, it's on the lips, everywhere. So we can just do that. So you want to put it back to black. Now you just want to click on your brush tool, and now just gently and majestically paint through this image. Now let's just see something magical. Now you need to take your time to paint. You need to take your time. Now you want to stay away from the noses, right? So now we're gonna do this paint over here. want to take a time is to do this gently. I guess you can see a little magic happening right now. Okay, now so this is what we have now. So what you want to do right now again, now for the nostrils, we're gonna do something. Let me make sure I have this all painted correctly. Okay, so this is actually awesome. So now let's just take this into close watch. Now this is what we have, right? Now you want to actually do the same thing for the nostrils, but you can't just do this on the nostrils right now. So you need to actually start the O processing again. Now how do you do that? Now you mesh these two layers together by just mesh them together. Now we have them together. That's high frequency. So what we do now right now is to duplicate this, Ctrl J into 3. Now we've duplicated this, right? Now what you want to do right now is to this first layer, you want to actually turn it to vivid light, right? And now what we're doing right now is to repeat the O processing again. And now after changing that into vivid light, what I want to do right now is to go into your filters and go to your blur, Gaussian blur, right? Now let's just other a little bit. So now we've done this. You want to Control I, want to invert this, don't forget the step. So let's just go into our filter again, blur, Gaussian blur, right? Now this is gonna change, the radius is gonna change. So let's just take a look of the nose and let's see when the details is out. So I guess it's pretty cool and this is awesome. So now what we want to do right now is to click on OK, but let's just make sure our noses are actually showing. So now you click on OK, and now after doing this, the next step is to Control I, right? Or you can just leave it the other way it was. Now what you want to do right now is to desaturate this. Now how do you desaturate this? You actually mesh this layer and this layer together, right? Now very simple, I don't need to start saying that again. You mesh this layer, and now what you want to do right now is to go to your image adjustment, hue and saturation, and drop this to over 100. And now we have this. And now you just invert this by clicking on Control I, and after inverting you just click on what? The overlay, right? And now we have this. This is awesome, right? And now mind you, for whatever you do, you can actually reduce opacity. And now also I think this opacity is way too much, right? I want to drop this to about, let me say, okay, I think 20 is cool. So I'm gonna leave this at 20. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mask this and now invert it to black. And also I'm just gonna paint over the nostrils. So let's just do that. So why we're doing this is because you actually don't want to take off the details on the nostrils, right? You just want to actually just paint over this and the lips area, some of the lips area. So right, so you can actually increase opacity to see the huge difference, right? You can drop it down 240 or whatever you want. So this is it. This is our image. This is a new image, right? So without the nostrils, with the nostrils. So this is actually pretty awesome. I wish I could actually show you a before and after. Imagine we see how the image before, or let me just insert it again into Photoshop. This is our image. Okay, Photoshop won't just allow me to open again because I still have the image all saved all right here. So this is how to retouch or smoothen a skin in Photoshop in the professional way, like you having a high-end rough skin. This is how to actually smoothen it without you making any mistake. This is how to do it professionally, and I guess this tutorial was very helpful. If you think you actually missed a step, or you think we did something wrong in this tutorial in this photo, you can just leave us a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video for more awesome tutorials like this. See you when next we see you. Thanks for watching.